Hello, it's been a couple of weeks, so I thought I'd do another video just showing off some of the things that I've managed to add to my collection over the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Some of these things I bought again, and some of these things were donated very kindly. You will note that here, where in my previous videos there were some shelves with games and things, and obviously the shelves are still here and there are still some games on them. But I'm actually in the process of moving house at the moment, so the vast majority of my collection has already gone, and so the games room is looking a bit sort of, it's like Mother Hubbard's cupboard, you know what I mean? It's where there was once stuff, there's now nothing, which is a bit sad, but when I move into the new place, it will be resurrected. And yeah, the new games room is actually a little bit bigger than this one, so, and it's got a bigger window as well, so it'll be a little bit less like a cell and more like an actual room for which in which I can play games and do other things, whatever they may be. So as I said, I have managed to acquire several pretty cool items over the last fortnight, 3 weeks or so since the last video I did, and I'm just going to quickly run through them. And again, some of them are bought, some of them were just given to me, and again I thank those people. I won't name names because, you know, I don't even know if they want to be named, so I'll just keep it anonymous. But I am extremely grateful, so if you are watching this, you know who you are, and thank you. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is something that I've been after for quite a while. I never thought I'd own one of these, just because they're usually quite expensive when they come up on eBay. I did get this off eBay, but this one cost like £20, and as soon as I saw it, I bid for it, and nobody else bid on it, and I won the auction, and I was just like, yes, get in, because I never ever thought I would own one of these. The best bit is that it was completely sealed, it was brand new, it had never been opened before, and I was the first person to actually open it. I did do an unboxing video, but it's still kind of, I think it's still actually on this iPad, not been uploaded yet, just because I can't be bothered, but that'll come at some point in the future. Okay, so it is the Dream-i camera for the Dreamcast. I did do an article on this on my website, the Dreamcast Junkyard, just explaining what it is and what it was initially used for. It was a webcam for the Dreamcast that allowed you to do video calling and take stills. It's actually a very cool item. I love the way it's presented when you open the box up. When I can open it, I just wanted to show how small it actually is. So that's the Dream-i camera, and you get this bit that slots on the side that's got the batteries and things in it, and then in order to do like video calling and stuff, you get this little thing that goes into the joypad it goes into where the VMU goes on the joypad, and then you've got like a mic. For all intents and purposes, it's exactly the same as the thing that you get with like Seaman and Planet Ring. It's just a different colour, and it's got Dream-i written on it. Just to give you a comparison, this is a VMU obviously, and this is the Dream-i, so you can kind of see the size comparison. It's really small. It does take some pretty good pictures actually as well, because you can use it, as I said, as just as a normal digital camera, and I'll probably take it to play Blackpool with me just as a bit of a novelty, you know, just to take a few pictures on it. Because I believe there is a way of getting the images off the Dream-i using the SD reader and some software that you can get off the internet. I've not really looked into it in any depth, but I've seen a couple of articles floating around the internet, and happily I do own a SD reader for my Dreamcast, so I'll be messing around with that at some point in the near future. Put that back in the box. So yeah, the Dream-i, brilliant thing, never thought I'd own one. To be honest, all this stuff is Sega related, none of it is for any other system, so I hope I'm not going to scare anybody off who might, you know, be more of a Nintendo or a PlayStation fan. The next game, or the next item I got, is a game, and it is World Series Baseball 2K1. I've got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of baseball or any American sports really, like NFL or anything like that, but I mean the NHL games I think are brilliant, but I was just curious more than anything because I've never played any of the baseball or the American football games. So I saw this on eBay for like, I think it was $2.99. Buy it now, and it's in like pretty much mint condition. So I thought, yeah, why not? So I bought that, and it came, and I started playing it. I don't really know what I'm doing because I'm not a big fan of baseball, but it's quite easy to pick up. What what the rules of the game. It's pretty much just like Rounders, and it looks great. It's got some brilliant like play-by-play commentary, and yeah, the last baseball game I actually played was, other than the one on the Sports Jam compilation, would have been All-Star Baseball on the N64. And I think I bought that one time when I was looking for a game and there was just nothing else out on the N64 that looked decent, so I just bought that and taught myself how to play. So I taught myself the rules of baseball, and I thought it was quite enjoyable. Obviously, this is graphically a lot better than that, and is quite aesthetically pleasing on the eye. Next thing, this cost me 99p. It's the the Dreamcast Internet Guide. This one says special promotional copy on it, or special promotional edition. I don't know if that makes it any more special than the normal version that doesn't have that on it. It's basically just a guide to the internet. When this came out, obviously the internet wasn't as sort of prevalent in everyone's life as it is now, and you can tell that just by looking at the screenshot or the images on the pages. Like you've got like Excite, and just like the way the screen actually looks, the formatting of the page, it just looks really like old school. I know that the Dreamcast web browser had like weird fonts anyway, so that doesn't help. Like you got Dream Arena, but like seeing like it's like looking at a Wayback Machine image. Just how like weird and naive the pages are for that nationwide building society, and like even things like eBay, when you find them, it just looks so old-fashioned, and like it's like I say, it's like a snapshot in time. Ain't it cool news? But yeah, that's see, it says with a few simple steps you'll be able to navigate the World Wide Web with confidence, chat with people around the world, email friends and colleagues. You can't even see that, can you? Be the first to know all Dreamcast news. So an invaluable source of knowledge for the budding Dreamcast-enabled internet entrepreneur of the late 90s and early 2000s. But yeah, that was 99p, and I think it was free postage as well, so I thought, why the hell not? The next things that I've got here were given to me by different people, and again, I'm not going to mention any names, but they are, I'm very thankful, and thank you to you both. It's only two guys. Okay, so first, a couple of Sega Saturn games. First one is Die Hard Trilogy. I had this like back when I had a Saturn, and it's like 3 games in one, so you get quite a lot of bang for your buck, as the phrase goes. You get Die Hard, Die Hard 2, and Die Hard with a Vengeance. And yeah, so you got Die Hard. You've probably already played this, but anyway, Die Hard is where you run around and you are like John McClane running through Nakatomi Plaza, avoiding glass and shooting terrorists. Die Hard 2 is like a light gun game set in the Dulles Airport. I think it's Dulles Airport. Yeah, whichever one it is. And then Die Hard with a Vengeance is like, it's not free roaming, but you're in a taxi and you've got to like blow up bombs before they go off and stuff. And if I remember correctly, it was a really bad impression of Samuel L. Jackson in the Die Hard with a Vengeance because he couldn't license his voice or something. So that's worth admission alone, I think, just for that. The next one is another one that I played previously and had for my Sega Saturn back when I actually had an original Sega Saturn, and that's Panzer Dragoon Zwei, or Zvi. Excuse me, I don't speak German, but I believe that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, Panzer Dragoon. I quite like the Panzer Dragoon games. I think I've got the first one. Can't remember now. I know I've got Panzer Dragoon Auto on the Xbox. That's a great game. I always think, when I think of Res, I always think of Panzer Dragoon because it reminds me of the same sort of gameplay mechanic. You're kind of flying forward into the screen, but then you can change the angle, that you're looking at in certain parts of Res. And obviously you can do the same with Panzer Dragoon, where you hold the fire button down as well and target various enemies and then let go and they all fire at the same time. So it kind of reminds me of Res. Obviously Res came out after Panzer Dragoon, but you know what I mean. So yeah, thanks for those. You know who you are. completely free as well. Didn't pay for them, which is just awesome. Right, the next lot of things are for a console that when it was out, contemporary, I completely ignored it because I wasn't really into games that much then. We had an Amstrad. The first console I had, which got me sort of properly into gaming, was the Mega Drive, and we got that quite early on in the Mega Drive's like lifespan. Prior to that, I mean, I was aware of the Master System. Here's one I prepared earlier. But we never had a Master System, so it's a console that kind of passed me by. And to be honest, back when the Mega Drive came out, that's all I was interested in. Anybody who had a Master System, I was like, oh, what's that? It's a bit rubbish. You know, it's not as good as the Mega Drive. Obviously, with hindsight and more education, I realised that it's a good console in its own right, just because it's not as powerful or graphically, the games aren't as graphically impressive as the Mega Drive games. There are quite a lot of decent games on it. And a friend gave me a load of Master System games because he didn't want them or just wasn't playing on them, and just asked me if I wanted them, and I said yes. And so they're here, and I'm just going to quickly run through the list of the games that he gave me. Some of these I've not actually played yet. A few of them I have, and a few of them I've played on other systems, so I know roughly what they are. But we'll start with there's Renegade. I've not played this one either, but it looks a bit like sort of side-scrolling beat 'em up like Streets of Rage. So that one. The Ninja with its legendary box art. A couple of these have got some fantastic box art, by the way. Another one that I've not actually played yet, but I will get around to it. So Ninja there. Gauntlet. I've played this one on the NES. I've not played the Master System version. I've also got Gauntlet Legends on the other systems like the Dreamcast and N64. Xenon 2 Mega Blast. I've played this one, and I've also played the Mega Drive version, and I think the music is fantastic on it. I think it was on the Amiga first, if memory serves, but I've not played the Amiga one. I've played, off the top of my head, I've played the Mega Drive one and now this one, and I think I played it on like the PC or something as well, but you know, way back when. Classic Afterburner. It's actually a really good version on the Master System. You wouldn't think it, but it's quite playable. I've got this as part of the Sega Saturn, what was it, Classics Collection, Arcade Classics or something. Really love Afterburner, and yeah, Afterburner for the Master System is more of the same really, just a little bit less graphically advanced. I was looking at, just on the subject of Afterburner, I was looking at the Mega CD version of Afterburner 3, and I didn't realise that it was actually G-Lock 2, because I always thought it looked a bit naff compared to like the 32X version and the other Mega Drive versions. But then it was only when I realised, or someone told me, that it was actually meant to be G-Lock 2, that it's not actually a proper Afterburner game, it's just got the Afterburner name on it. And I'm pretty glad I didn't buy it now, because I played it at, I went to ROM in Oxford a couple of weeks ago, and they had it on the Mega CD playing, and I just thought it was a bit, just didn't feel like Afterburner, to be honest. Moving on, Wonder Boy Monsterland. That's quite Bloodborne-esque box art there, I think you'll agree. Not too sure about the smiling face, but next one, Space Harrier Classic. Love this game. Again, got it on the Saturn, on the arcade collection thing, and again, it's for the technical limitations of the system, it's really good. You do get the odd bit of like slowdown, or where when you come to the first boss, like bits of the boss's body disappear because the system can't handle all the sprites on the screen at the same time. But for all intents and purposes, it is just Space Harrier. It's got great music as well. Super Monaco Grand Prix. It's slightly different to the Mega Drive version because you can actually see you're not in the cockpit of the car. You're from behind the car, which is slightly different. Black Belt. Again, some fantastic box out there. That is just sort of, that's on another level. That really, isn't it? I mean, yeah, there are no words really for that. And here's another one, Transbot. I don't know, they should have maybe combined the two, and have like a robot kicking something like. Yeah, fantastic. This is brilliant. Galaxy Force. It's like an into the screen space shoot 'em up. It reminds me a little bit of like Soul Star or something. I didn't think a game like this could actually even be done on the Master System, because it's quite ambitious, really. You know, technically flying into the screen, and then you've got like these bits where it's, you know, on Starwing where you go inside the ships and you like have to like dodge like things that are like moving around, and then you go into that 3D arena bit where you fight the final boss. There's bits like that, and it's just, I wasn't expecting it at all for a Master System game. So Galaxy Force, that's pretty good. World Cup Italia 90. I think everyone's played this, especially on the Mega Drive. This one's a bit different to the Mega Drive version because the camera's a bit more zoomed out. So it's not like you can only see like your player's head and shoulders, and then about 5 feet in either direction around him. It's actually, you can actually see like quite a lot of the pictures you can see in the images. Olympic Gold. I've not played this one yet, but that's as you would imagine, like an Olympics game. Heavyweight Champ. I'm guessing this is like the equivalent to Punch Out on the NES. The graphics look quite good. Again, like I say, I've not played all of these because I've just not had the time. Could probably play them in a minute actually, but yeah, that looks quite decent. Classic, that is Super Kickoff, another football game. Again, this one is another top-down football game, or soccer game. Wimbledon, tennis. It does look a bit like, is it Smash Tennis? I've got on the SNES. Graphics are quite nice. Cool Spot. Again, I didn't actually know this was on the. I didn't know this was on the Master System, to be honest. I thought it was a Mega Drive only game. And again, I've not played it, but it looks quite faithful to the Mega Drive one. The graphics look quite good. And look at the weird font on the Sega logo. Right. Super Tennis, the original and best, I'd imagine. And this one, Penguin Land. It looks like a puzzle game. I've not played this one yet either. There's quite a lot for me to actually get through here with this, and you know, there's so many games there. They're all boxed, and they're all, some of them don't have the books, but most of them do. And I'm just like really kind of grateful to the guy for giving them to me, and for nothing as well. So really appreciative of that. So thank you. You're probably not watching this, but if you are, then cheers. Other than those bits and pieces, I don't know what else I've been doing really. Like I said, I've been packing up my games room because I'm in the process of moving. I have been playing on the PS4 a bit, but just generally the same stuff. Bit of Drive Club, bit of Pro Evo, bit of Valiant Hearts. I've also started the DLC for The Last of Us, Left Behind, which is good. The one thing about The Last of Us that kind of, it's not something I don't like, but it kind of baffles me, is the way that there's so many little like hidden places that you can go to, but there's nothing in them. Like a convention of games that I've kind of grown to know just from playing so many of them over the years is that if you go off the beaten track and like look down an alleyway that maybe you're not meant to, or go the other way that you're meant to, you'd be chasing after somebody, generally you'll be rewarded with like finding like a hidden item or something that you weren't really meant to find. But in The Last of Us, there's just so many like areas that there's just nothing. Do you know what I mean? So you're forever like looking in drawers, or you know, opening random rooms to like look around, thinking that you might find something, but there never is anything. Especially in the DLC, I just thought that was a bit odd, because yeah, you're meant to be rewarded for exploration. Don't get me wrong, it's still a flipping amazing game, and I love it, and I love the main game, just The Last of Us, the remastered edition. But I just thought it was a bit strange. What else have I been playing? Mainly on Vita as well. Been playing a bit of Duke Nukem, a bit of Soldner X2. I bought that, it was like $7.99 I think, but then there's like an additional add-on, and they want like another £4, and I just don't think that's right. I think they should have bundled it all together for that price, because I do like it, and it's quite a good 2D shmup, but I just think it's a bit steep, asking you to pay like $7.99 or whatever it was, and then asking you to pay another like £4 for what is essentially the rest of the game. I know I pay like I have paid for the the additional content tour packs on Drive Club, you know, like a couple of quid here or a couple of quid there. I should have just bought the season pass, to be honest, but yeah, I don't know if I'm just being tight, but I just thought that was a bit steep for a few extra levels on a Vita game. Ollie 2, been playing that, and I think that's about it, to be honest. Yeah, like I say, pretty much all of my games now have gone. They're in like sort of storage, waiting for me to move into the new house. So I've got all these. I've still got the vast majority of the consoles here, but like an idiot, no games to play on them apart from like the Dreamcast stuff, which I just kind of keep around here anyway because of all the Dreamcast junkyard stuff that I do. Like an idiot. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'm sure I'll be back again in the near future with another riveting video. Bye!